round contest starting up. Brown Sugar Jones. Very interesting fact about him, Jason. He is the 8th man to enter this tournament, and his name was not announced until earlier today. He actually impressed fight management so much at the training seminar earlier today that they decided to give him the empty spot that was in the tournament.
And now that seminar was actually held by fellow tournament competitor Brutal Bob Evans, which if Bob goes up against Brown Sugar Jones in this tournament, I think that Bob has an advantage. He's gotten a chance to see exactly what Brown Sugar Jones has to offer earlier today.
Well, that's definitely true there, and something that Brown Sugar Jones can worry about if he can get past this round. But how huge of an opportunity is this? You come to the wrestling show expecting just to get a little bit more training, a little bit more feedback, and then all of a sudden you're put into a situation where you become the first fight champion.
I mean, it's an incredible, incredible opportunity, but also this is Brown Sugar Jones' first major appearance in front of the fight audience, and he's coming in with less preparation and less opportunity to be able to get himself mentally in the game. It's a huge opportunity. I sometimes wonder if it's the smartest way to approach your debut. We'll see what happens.
I can honestly tell you he has his hands full right now going up against Michaels Amaydo with his manager, Lars Madison.
I don't see a manager, Mike. So what are you talking about?
Manager's more or less in quotations here. This man really isn't all there. He's a couple of crayons out of the crayon box, not the sharpest tool in the shed. There's a lot going on with this man right now, and I think that's what makes him quite possibly the most dangerous person in this entire tournament, and I will call it right now, he is my dark horse pick to win this entire thing.
He terrifies me.
Listen to me. Watch your mouth, you moron.
Now, if you are unfamiliar with Michaels Amaydo and Lars Madison, whenever he's talking, I'm under the assumption he's talking to his manager, and the manager is talking back. He's not all there, and like I said, that makes him very, very dangerous.
The following contest is our High Flyer Showcase in the first round of the Fight Championship Tournament. Introducing first, being accompanied by his manager, the Motor of Excellence, Lars Madison. From Bayonne, New Jersey, weighing in at 225 pounds, Michaels Amaydo. And his opponent, from Hagerstown, Maryland, weighing in tonight at 240 pounds, Brown Sugar, Victor Jones.
Brown Sugar wants to live up to his given name and be the victor tonight.
Hagerstown is loaded with a bunch of pre-Atlantis looking jacknuts. Each and every one of you is a shark-sniffing sphincter dragon, and you don't know anything from a wrist lock to a wristwatch, you morons!
Lars Madison telling the audience exactly what he thinks about them.
The thing about professional wrestling and fight in particular is that everyone is here for their own reason. A very specific reason that you get into a business that means that you are going to put your life and the lives of other people at risk. Sometimes for people it's because they absolutely need to be the best. They have something to prove to themselves. For other people, it's because you need to be better than other people and you need that validation. And for some people, it is simply a legal recourse to beat other human beings. And I have to tell you, in my limited experience, it looks like with Michaels Amaydo, this particular sport offers him a legal opportunity to do some terrible things to people that he might get arrested on the street for.
My question is whether or not it's Michaels Amaydo who wants to do the damage, or is it Lars Madison who wants someone to do the damage for him? Both men circling each other. lock up center of the ring.
Significant weight difference on this one. But Brown Sugar Jones has a lot of mobility for a man his size. Versus the hammerlock. Really wrenching in on that. But Amaydo, quick counter. I think that's the quickest fall that we've had in any of these 3 matches so far. So Amaydo might have a lot going on, but he understands the value of a quick pin.
Wrenching the arm back there, pushing back into the corner. Brown Sugar Jones with all that strength.
This is not a power battle I think Amaydo wants to pick. There are other strategies that are at play, but Brown Sugar Jones has mass and he has power, and he is enforcing both of those on Amaydo right now.
Goes for the cover. Kick out at 2. I wonder if he waited too long to roll him over, though, and try to go for that. Amaydo back out to the floor.
Brown Sugar Jones, our local competitor from Hagerstown, Maryland.
Lars trying to get back into Amaydo's mind here and helping him get back into the ring.
I'm not sure he ever left it, Mike. I'm not sure he ever left it. With that said, at the end of the day, in an 8-man tournament, whatever wins is whatever's effective, and having a manager that wears half a jacket and sits outside the ring and screams mean things at you is what's going to get you a pinfall. That's going to get you the winner's purse, and he's going to make more money than I will tonight. So,
and there's that strength you were talking about earlier with Brown Sugar Jones.
Wow, the power. He folded him in on himself.
I am noticing, though, that Brown Sugar is a little slow on the uptake, though. Once he does a big move or a big hit, it seems like he stops and thinks a little bit about what to do next.
Yeah,
I don't think he really has the time to afford for something like that.
Well, I don't know that he has developed that killer instinct yet, that aggressive, obsessive nature of as soon as you knock someone down, you just have to get on, ground and pound, find a submission, find some way in.
Amaydo back in control of this. Quick snap suplex, center of the ring, but doesn't go for the cover either.
Well, the best way to learn is to get your ass kicked. I mean, in everything. Unconventional elbow drop and sort of a...
Looked like a nap.
Yeah, a cuddle pin. Sometimes...
You never know unless you try.
Sometimes you need to be held. And sometimes you need to hit someone with 2 hands.
Amaydo taking time to talk to the audience.
The fact of the matter is that we only really ever hear from Lars, but there is nothing specifically telling us that Amaydo doesn't have other voices.
And speaking of Lars, I believe Lars is currently getting involved in this match.
This is an interesting philosophical dilemma for a referee.
Do you disqualify him?
Is it the physical opponent who is the man in the ring, or the mental opponent? And I have to be honest with you, those are deeper questions than I expected to encounter tonight, but I appreciate really having to dive into some hard-hitting questions.
Brown Sugar able to reverse the Irish whip. Big back body drop. Can't really capitalize on it, though.
The fact of the matter is, you have to wonder exactly how dealing with these kinds of shenanigans, one might say, is affecting Brown Sugar Jones' game plan. He didn't have the opportunity to scout these guys the way the others did, because he didn't even know he was participating until this evening. And not only is he participating, but he's going up against a man who sometimes dons a coat and screams at him in a weird voice. And I have to tell you, that would intimidate me just as much as the hitting. But I don't like being yelled at.
Brown Sugar Jones looks like he may be getting a second wind here. Amaydo trying everything he can to knock him down.
Hard slap right in the face. We were talking earlier about how maybe Brown Sugar Jones wasn't really feeling as aggressive as he needs to be, and it looks like he's finally decided to really kick it up a gear.
We're coming down to 4 minutes left in this contest. Brown Sugar Jones.
Hip attack right to the side of the head. We have seen one man already get knocked out earlier tonight. I wonder if Brown Sugar Jones has ideas about doing the same thing.
Looks like he may be setting him up here for a giant splash out of the corner. Able to land it.
Sugar bomb! Foot on the ropes.
Goes for the cover, but if he would have hooked that leg, this match could possibly have been over right now.
Sugar bomb only ends in one thing: diabetes. And by that I mean 3 count. He's waiting too long, though.
Brown Sugar Jones does need to stay on Amaydo right now. Goes for the super kick, able to catch it.
And even his particularly strong head is no match for actual steel.
Giant splash into the corner. From the top, Bulldog goes for the cover, hooks the leg. And Michaels Amaydo is moving on to the second round of this tournament.
It's simple math. No matter how bad you want it, 2 men want it more.
And do not take anything away from Brown Sugar
Here
Jones,
is your winner,
for coming in at the
Michaels
last minute the way he did, and being able to take
Amaydo.
Amaydo to almost a 2-minute warning of this match. That's very impressive.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Brown Sugar Jones again. And I'll be curious to see what he does having had his first fight experience. But right now, Amaydo is the man, or men. Final match of the first round, and we are starting it off with brutal Bob Evans. And like his t-shirt says, this is a tough man. It's his brand, and it's his brand because it's what he lives. He takes punishment.
Brutal Bob Evans here earlier today with his Hanging with Bob tour. Training seminars and everything, did really, really well with all the wrestlers who participated in it.
And don't let this fool you. Bob is a sweetheart outside of the ring. And inside of the ring, he is a tough SOB. Between he and Manning, I think they are the 2 most veteran competitors that we have. Bob has a tremendous amount of experience with Ring of Honor, and that's no joke.
And the man who embodies fight itself, none other than the wild man Robbie Paige, coming into this tournament now. Now Robbie Paige has a long history here with fight. He has been on every single one of our shows. If there's anything that you look at, any one wrestler, and you think that is fight, Robbie Paige is that man.
I have to imagine that it means so much for Robbie Paige to win this tournament, to be the standard bearer of fight, to live up to the expectations that so many people have had for him.
Waiting for the ring announcer with the introductions here.
The following contest is a high flyer showcase scheduled for 1 fall. Introducing first, from the Cobra Kai Dojo, weighing in tonight at 198 pounds, from Martinsburg, West Virginia, Wildman Robbie Paige. And his opponent, weighing in tonight at 248 pounds, Brutal Bob Evans.
And as you could see there during the introductions, Bob Evans showing some respect there for Robbie Paige when his name was announced in a handshake here in the center of the ring. Now, I'll be quite honest with you, when the matches were announced, this was one of the ones that I saw on the paper and thought to myself, this one's going to be really good.
I'm loath to say this about a veteran of Brutal Bob standing, but I do think that in these particular rules, with this being a hybrid, sometimes called a high flyer match, that Bob might be at more of a disadvantage than he usually is. This particular rule set is really built on speed and intense cardio, and I think Bob usually is accustomed to grinding someone down over time, being able to sort of break bone and cartilage and tendon and have the time to do that. And I wonder to what extent he is going to have to adjust his game plan. Well, it looks like he knows that he's got to go quickly.
The thing, too, about Fight here, and the whole reason why these divisions exist, is here at Fight, the management wants to show exactly who is the best wrestler out there. And when you have to keep adapting your style to things that you're just not used to revolve around the new set of rules, it really does show you how well you can be.
We are looking for consummate competitors here at Fight. The people at Fight have a lot to prove to themselves. Some of them are, and I mean this not in a negative way, damaged. People who feel like something inside of them is not everything that it can be, and the opportunity that Fight provides them to give themselves a purpose and a mission statement about their lives and their existence. There is a tremendous amount of need in every single competitor that enters this particular promotion, because this is the place that they can establish what makes them worthwhile people.
Fight is definitely the place to be if you need to know who you are or you're trying to prove something. Every single wrestler you see here, every single Fight competitor, they are here for a reason. This isn't just a paycheck. This isn't just another date. They are here to prove something.
And tonight, more than any other night, with the first ever Fight Championship on the line, that is a physical manifestation of that need, of the proof. The proof that the decisions that they've made in their lives up until this point have meaning and purpose, and they have accomplished something, and that they have become truly great at something in their lives. It takes tremendous sacrifice to be a competitor. And when you look around at other people who might be getting married or having kids or buying houses or getting higher paid jobs, you need occasional moments in your life to prove that what you have done has been worthwhile. And for one of these 8 men, winning this championship is going to be the moment that they know that all of these sacrifices have been worthwhile. And for the other 7, it will be a bitter pill to swallow.
Bob Evans sticking up with his name there, just the brutality that he's using right now.
Bob Evans has just been trying to wear down the body of the Wild Man. Using that sort of version of the Jim Breaks special, made famous by British wrestling legend Jim Breaks. It shows the wide-traveled nature of Bob Evans and what he can bring to the table, and the fact that he can adapt to many different styles because he has in fact traveled and been many places. He's shared his wisdom with a lot of young competitors over time, like the seminar earlier tonight, but I have to imagine a veteran like Bob does not share everything, and be curious to see what he brings out.
Bob Evans keeping up that momentum there in the corner could possibly dislocate Robbie Paige's arm.
We are almost halfway through this match. No real significant pinfalls have occurred so far. We've also yet to see, there we go, 1, 2 count. We've yet to see a submission victory at this point. I feel like with the game plan that Bob has been going with, that is probably the most likely end for Bob Evans' win tonight. What does Wildman need to do at this point? 5 minutes into the match, 5 minutes left, and not a lot of momentum.
5 minutes in, not a lot of momentum. He needs to do everything he can. These strikes right here are definitely the right direction, but he needs to move fast, he needs to hit hard, and he needs to do everything he can to just try to get Bob Evans down on his back. At this point, Robbie Paige just needs to be 3 seconds better.
Now, Mike, you have also been with Fight from the very beginning. You've spoken so highly about Robbie Paige to me, both on and off the camera. So what is it about him that's so special to you? What makes you feel like he is the heart of Fight?
Robbie Paige just has this determination behind him that just embodies the fight spirit that management has been looking for here. Nothing stops this man from moving forward. Nothing will stop him from trying to get to his goal. And he will always come back. He will always fight through everything. The pain that he's in right now, everything that's going on with Bob Evans attacking his arm, attacking his hand, joint manipulations. Anyone could just quit right now.
It's become difficult to watch. That arm is almost functionally useless at this point.
And if Robbie Paige is able to get past Bob Evans right now, how is that going to affect him in the next 2 rounds?
I mean, at this point, if Robbie Paige were to win this particular match, I think he would be in the worst shape of everybody else who would be going on. And I don't know that it looks particularly likely at this point. Moving back to that arm.
Bob Evans also proving to everybody in the locker room right now that if he is able to make it on to the second round, which is a submission-based round, he's somebody definitely to be fearful of.
Hyper extending that arm. Cartwheel out, and finally a reversal for the Wild Man. Brings him down, but Bob is just stunned, not really out. Hard drop kick to the corner, and it looks like Robbie Paige has his first real momentum. Kind of a gore into the corner, and a big back body drop. It takes Bob Evans off his feet for one of the first times in this particular match.
Just a little under 3 minutes, and Robbie Paige needs to stay on Bob Evans at this point. Setting him up for that flying karate kick off the top.
He's been known to put some people away with that move in the past, but not enough damage has been done up until this point for that move to have that level of effectiveness right now. Got him up in a fireman's carry. Bob gets out and hits a hard shoulder block.
It was against that shoulder, too, that he's been working over. Goes for the cover, does not hook the leg, though.
But I think that was just a test. I don't even think he intended to win the match with that. I think he was seeing exactly how much Robbie had left in the tank so he can move back into a submission.
Not exactly center of the ring, but still far enough away for this contest to be over.
The thing that I think sometimes escapes notice is that not every pin attempt is actually meant to win the match. Sometimes it's to wear people down, but it's also a useful gauge. In fact, when you're fighting a match, there is no stamina bar up on the screen, you know, when you're playing a video game. And a wrestler's best opportunity to actually get a sense of exactly how worn down their opponent is to put them into a pinfall and see how long it takes for them to get out, with what force they use. When they're kicking out, you can see what part of the body is the one that's actually pushing up, and you know which part of the body is weak. It's a strategy as much as it's an actual attempt to win.
Robbie Paige did everything he can to stay on those ropes.
I think this is our longest match so far.
And Robbie Paige
pulls it out
with those devastating kicks, able just to hit the one good kick to the side of Bob Evans' head. And just like the first round in here, if you're knocked out, you're knocked out. You're not going to be getting back up anytime soon.
I'm not a big baseball fan, but the metaphor exists. You know, in baseball, you can get all around the bases. You can play a great game. Someone just hits really, really hard. They knock it out of the park. And in this particular case, Robbie Paige just hit Bob Evans in the back of the head really, really hard. Oh, I think Bob's still down.
Robbie Paige extending his hand, showing some respect here to Bob Evans. A very well, hard-fought battle for both men here. Robbie Paige just able to come out on top for this one.
Nice respect. from a veteran and an up-and-comer. But I have to say, I think Robbie Paige is in the worst shape of anybody going on. That's going to cost him.